You won't believe it. These four planned to fly into space. But the teacher revealed a cool secret. The lure of landing a spot at the National Science Fair and snagging some sweet scholarships was too tempting, and it finally sparked Homer's interest. Homer, refusing to be a minor, aims higher, charging toward his dreams. The gang couldn't wait for their second test flight, hilariously naming their rocket the Wormless Wonder, reflecting their craving for the sky. The Wormless Wonder took off well but veered towards the mine, terrifying the workers. Homer realized they were in trouble. Homer sprinted over to see his dad, soot-covered, struggling out with his creation. Homer lost it. Warned Dad to avoid useless mine projects. He watched dreams tossed in the trash. Just as their dreams were beginning to take flight, filled with hope and aspiration, they encountered a significant setback, which caused their friends to start backing out one by one. Did you forget something crucial at this moment? Shut it, you jinx. I'm about to wipe the floor with you. Just like that, the gloves were off. Just then, a flashy car stopped. The guy asked for directions, stunning the group. The scene of beauties in the car felt like something out of their wildest dreams, and Homer, feeling low, trudged up the hill with his... But then, his pal surprisingly caught up, realizing the guy had given them new direction. They stumbled upon a patch of land in the mountain, and Homer excitedly started planning like a little architect. They planted their flags, declaring it the birthplace of their dreams, and after a few days of effort, they built a tiny rocket launch pad. Soon, word spread around town, and the four little misfits became the laughing stock of the school, but the fire of their dreams kept burning bright. Homer begged his dad for cement, but Dad scoffed they were just showing off. Just as he was leaving, Dad called him back, even though his tone was laced with disdain. Launch pads sorted, now onto the rocket fuel dilemma. In chem class, they found a breakthrough. They mixed potassium chlorate with sugar and bam. They recreated the opening scene of the video, realizing this might be the perfect propellant. Homer sought Uncle for welding, only to find he was reassigned to coal mining. Dad seemed to be getting back at him. Uncle assured Homer that his dad was actually a fair guy, just doing what he had to do. So Homer asked Uncle to teach him welding, willing to learn no matter how tough it was. Just a few days later, they were ready for their third launch. This time, a kind black uncle was drawn by their rocket, bringing his son to watch, boosting their confidence. But then, the young rocket made a sudden 180-degree turn just a few meters in the air. This was more bizarre than a rocket itself. Homer rushed to apologize, but Uncle was grinning from ear to ear. Uncle was loving the thrill, revealing he was a WW2 pilot, and he quickly pointed out the issue with his expertise. Turns out the heat from the combustion chamber melted the electromagnetic loop, and Homer instantly realized they needed high-temperature steel. But this stuff was pricey. The boys had to scavenge for hope along the abandoned railway in the mine. They struggled to pull up a rail and sold it as high-temp specialty steel. Once that problem was solved, a new concern cropped up. The rocket had a propensity for unexplained explosions right after takeoff. After countless failed attempts, the brainiac speculated that there might be bubbles in the propellant that caused many explosions upon ignition. Homer then conceived the idea of mixing pure alcohol into the fuel, creating a brand new rocket propellant. Trials and failures tired them, yet they were confident success was near. They invited the teacher to the launch, but were surprised by crowds. Turns out, Homer's brother spread the word on purpose to show the world his brother's funny moment. This time, the rocket soared impressively, erupting in sparks and smoke, turning all cheers into thunderous applause. Rocket expert Dr. Braun also sent Homer a signed photo, congratulating him. But Homer's dad remained unimpressed, as if his son's little shenanigans didn't register on his radar. Just then, the educational director of the school walked in slowly and solemnly stated that the true purpose of educating children was to guide them to study diligently, rather than encouraging them to pursue unrealistic dreams. I just don't get it, Turner, he said, as after each week the rocket soared ever higher. Gaining fame locally, the newspaper dubbed them the Rocket Kids, the hopes of future space exploration. Anxiously waiting, the cops suddenly cuffed them. A forest fire had broken out, making the rocket team prime suspects. The teacher tried to defend them, but they couldn't find any trace of the launched rocket. Homer and the gang were unhappy, but had no way to argue. Dad blew his top again. For the first time, he felt ashamed of Homer's actions, and the Butters faced their own punishment. They were born in this mine, with everyone looking down. Did no one understand their desire for the sky? That night, Homer and the pals ignited their launch site, watching as their dreams turned to ashes. But then, in the dead of night, they got tragic news. The mine collapsed, and Dad was trapped. Homer dashed through the downpour to the scene, and after hours of rescue efforts, everyone was brought out safe. Families outside rejoiced to see their loved ones alive, but good deeds often come without rewards.